All right, last segment, problem, but also potential solution. This one as well. First, the problem. Renowned New York City cancer doctor, Crystal Casetta, shot and killed her 4.5-month-old baby. Then she turned the gun on herself. Happened right here in New York. Police are investigating, but most often mothers killing kids is driven by illness, not evil, specifically postpartum depression or psychosis. In January, a Massachusetts mother, Lindsay Clancy, you hear about this one? Allegedly strangled her 3 kids before trying to kill herself. And in June, a Colorado mother, Anna England, was charged with killing her 2-month-old baby boy. Now, for years, postpartum depression was pushed aside, right? The baby blues. There was and remains a lot of shame and stigma, blaming women for not being good mothers if they suffer from this illness. Absurd, but powerful. So now there could be a huge breakthrough. The FDA just approved, first time ever, a pill called Zurzuvae. I don't know why they call it that, but it treats postpartum depression. I want to bring in the director for UNC's Center for Women's Mood Disorders, Dr. Samantha Meltzer-Brody. You know, I'm really excited to talk about this, Doc, and thank you. I'm a huge proponent of treating illness as something other than weakness. So every time there is a potential drug treatment to go along with therapy, that's a potential sign of breakthrough. What do we know about mothers killing children? Very, very rare. And I can't really think of a case where we decided the mother was just bad and not sick. So what do we know about the problem, Doc?
Well, anytime you have an unspeakably bad tragedy like what we've heard about in New York, and I don't know anything about that case, it really just is horrendous. And it speaks to the fact, and other cases for which we know a lot more, postpartum mental illness is potentially devastating. And it's something that needs to be taken very seriously. And the most important thing any of us can do is to support moms and support women that have had babies and make sure we're looking for any kind of mental illness, because we know that postpartum depression affects 1 in 7 or 8 women. It's one of the most common complications of childbirth. Postpartum psychosis is thankfully much more rare, more like 1 to 2 per 1,000. But we need to support all women that have babies and really be helping to see this.
We got another one.
A common complication.
Less than 15%, the statistic, less than 15% of women receive treatment for this. Again, it goes to, their ability to take care of themselves versus being, so focused on the baby, the stigma, the shame. So now we get to treatment. And there's no shame in my game. I want to get us away from the stigma. I take an antidepressant, works well for me. I keep asking my doctor for more. He keeps telling me it's not how it works. I was like, I want even more. If this much is working, I want to double it. How is what the FDA just approved different than any other antidepressant? Like what makes it a postpartum depression drug?
Well, this is the second drug ever approved for postpartum depression. The first drug ever approved was an IV drug, very similar class. The new drug approved is rapid acting. Within 3 days, you start seeing very, very strong results in the majority of women who took it. And you take it for a 15-day course. In the studies so far, women were followed out to 45 days and continued to do well. So the major thing that's different is the fast acting effect. And that is a game changer for how we treat depression. Current therapies can take weeks to months to work. And for women with postpartum depression, which again, one of the most common complications and also one of the greatest causes of maternal mortality from suicide, something that works fast is really, really important. And the last thing is mother-infant bonding and attachment during this time is incredibly important too, because it affects the baby's development.
2 questions. 1, why can't I take it? And 2, what do we know about the effect on the mother? Just reading into the research, it seemed like the trials so far have been mothers who weren't breastfeeding. Is that a dynamic that has to be looked at in terms of what passes on to the baby?
Well, we know about 1% passes into breast milk, and there will need to be more data on that. But right now, there is nothing concerning, particularly about breastfeeding. Again, that's going to need to be studied. It has been approved in postpartum depression. It's also being studied in major depressive disorder, and the jury's not out yet on that data. But I think that in postpartum depression, the studies are very compelling, which is why the FDA approved it. And I think it can be a very, very important new tool in the toolbox.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.